Hey, what's up, people? It's your boy JK back again to bring you some prime and delicious Division content once again. Something's been on my mind for the past few weeks, and I just gotta get it off my chest, man. It's like the flu, and me talking about it, I think it's gonna be the cure. Yeah, so let's get straight into it, man. Now, I saw two threads get upvoted to the heavens like the Tower of Babylon in the Division subreddit within the past few weeks, and as I was scrolling through the Reddit once again to check up on the popularity of these topics, I noticed a third thread popped up discussing the same damn thing. So you already know this topic is as hot as the pepper sauce you get from Popeyes whenever you order a combo meal, man. Damn straight. Anyway, the first Reddit post was titled, "Expanding on the Division will be better than a Division 2. That got almost 900 upvotes, and the second thread was titled, "I don't want Division 2. And that got 1500 upvotes, and this third new thread was titled, "Build on the Division, don't make Division 2. And that also got 1500 upvotes. That's crazy, man. That's Anyway, now on each of these topics, they all throw their ideas for what the content would include for year 3, and how they would be willing to throw all kinds of money at the screen for said content, man, cause you know, that first world money looking damn good, looking real good. But one thing was common between each of these posts and everyone who commented in agreement to their idea of more expansions over a sequel, and that common theme was fear. A fear and a loading of having to start over if a sequel were to exist. So let me quote exactly what they said so you get the picture, man. I'm quoting right now. "I just want to keep my characters / gear / experiences and access to existing areas / content along with massive new areas. Truth be told, I don't want the Division to pull a Destiny and ruin what exists." That's from one user. The second user of the other thread can now be quoted with saying, "I would rather dump another $60 for paid DLC to the game that I have logged 43 days in as opposed to starting fresh in a Division 2. So right off the bat, let me make it clear. I disagree with the idea of not having a sequel and instead building upon what we have. The persons making these topics? Come on, dude. What they're going through right now? Man, that's what we call a new honeymoon phase. They've taken, let's say, 6 months to a year or more away from the game, so everything feels Ziploc fresh. Right out the oven fresh. Jumped out the shower after scrubbing down for a whole hour fresh. But the core problems this game still has are still abundantly clear to them, but they're going to gloss over it for now, put on their Raychar's glasses, and, you know, because all the new shiny changes made to the game can make them turn a blind eye to it all, they're going to do just that. In any case, I have 3 primary reasons for having this stance with wanting a sequel over more expansions, so let me mention them right now. Number 1, the game is fundamentally broken. With this, I'm referring to how the game simply functions, with the movements and animations being the primary culprits. Number 2, way too many people have been burnt and will never give the game a second chance no matter what you tell them has been changed. And 3, this console generation is basically at its end. It's kinda is, like it's got a year or 2 left in it. And I personally want the E3 2013 reveal of this game to one day become a reality. And the current hardware prevents that from happening if we're gonna be totally honest. Now let me elaborate on each of those points I just made. First point was that the game was fundamentally broken. This cannot be ignored, like, we see the evidence every day, boys. From seeing these MLG Pro League professional $100,000 winning grand prize console players abusing aim assist on shotguns like the SASG, to PC players abusing the netcode and bad movement animations to just glide across the screen as they straight make you think you're playing 2005's The Matrix Path of Neo PS2 instead of the goddamn Division in 2018. I mean, can I get a hallelujah? Am I preaching? Am I preaching right now? Ric Flair, hold me back, man. Woo! Now, we can't forget the horrendous NPC combat design as well, with their laser beam accuracy and absurd movement speeds at times. And we also have to mention them having to nerf all the skills into the ground to avoid those set skills from breaking PvP and PvE that they've done countless times in the past. Like, massive, please get it together, man, come on. Classified sets are now the only way to fulfill your power fantasy, and even then they still struggle to balance everything. So they're at the point of no return, basically, in that they can't simply get rid of these gear sets or skills because people have invested an absurd amount of time to get them. Massive has trapped themselves in this never-ending cycle of having to balance so much and hope their house of cards doesn't crumble. Maybe a clean slate is what they need, you know, to maybe get rid of the concept of gear sets entirely. Or maybe rework how they function from scratch. Only a sequel would grant them the time, resources, and luxury to do so, people. Let's not forget the absolute identity crisis this game has with being a cover-based shooter. Oh my god. Let's not even go there, boys. But we gotta go there. The cover mechanics only really play a role in the most difficult PvE content and basically not at all in PvP, man. It's hilarious. With how healing works and the way players have these extremely large health pools, making cover a viable means to approach PvP content will be an uphill battle. But Massive has discreetly been testing some ways to make PvP cover based right under our noses, people. With like the introduction of the damage out of cover bonuses on certain gear, or the introduction of the big Alejandro's weapon talent, which stacks your damage if you hit your shots while in cover. And also the recent global event's passive ambush modifier, which made you do increased damage if you remain stationary for a very brief period of time. Just think about it. All of these things with the right tweaks can make, or should I say do a great job in helping PvP to become cover based. But they simply cannot afford to implement such drastic changes right now because, let's be real, the chain reaction would be too huge for them to anticipate and predict how it would affect all areas of the game if they were to put them in right now. But I'll talk about this point of making PvP cover based in its own video later this week, so stay tuned for that, man. But yeah, the fact that the game at its core is broken is why I will advocate for a sequel instead of more expansions. The next 2 points I'll run through rather quickly. So yeah, the second point is that too many consumers have been burnt and will never give the game a second chance. You need to realize that the Division was so far away from what a lot of people expected it to be. Some people thought it was gonna be DayZ on consoles, a lot thought it was just another GTA clone just set in a post-apocalyptic world. What I'm saying is that they did a bad job advertising the RPG elements of this game and how big of a role it would play in the overall experience. A lot of players weren't expecting all these bullet sponge enemies and a long time to kill PvP endgame. A lot of people weren't expecting such a hollow story and a barren world you could just look at and never really interact with, you know what I mean? To be honest with you, those of us who stuck with this game all these years, we're most likely the ones who went into it with the least expectations. Like, this game is hard to explain, so even if you know to yourself how much it has improved, it would be hard to explain to someone exactly what they're about to get themselves into. It honestly reminds me of my experience with Destiny 1 and how after the Taken King's release, all the major gaming publications were praising it. You know, they were all on its dick. Majority of my friends online started playing it again. But regardless of all of that, I never tried it again. It was like, I've seen all I needed to see to know Destiny wasn't my cup of tea. Like, some things in life, man, you eat in life, you don't need to chew it all up and swallow it to know if you like it, man. You just need a little nibble. You just got a little bite and you're like, yeah, vomit it right back up. Fuck this shit. So Massive needs an opportunity to redefine what this franchise is to the masses, and only a budget granted to market a new release would give them the resources they need to do so. And finally, my last point is simply this. I still want the E3 2013 reveal of The Division to be The Division. As much as we all love what the game has become, none of us are really sleeping comfortably, knowing that the vision for what The Division should and could be is still not a reality. PC hardware is always improving, always getting better. The Xbox One X just came out, so Massive might have exactly what they need to bring to life what The Division was always intended to be, and there's no expansion they can release to make that happen. Let me hear your thoughts down in the comments, people. This has been your boy JK. Peace out, and of course, enjoy your day. Yeah, man.